Hi, my name is Dr. Sharnae Brown, and I am the Chief Education Officer for the City of Newark, out of the Mayor's office. And I'm here with these wonderful ladies having a literacy conversation. And so I'm joined by the wonderful parent, Queen Moore. She's a mother, she's an artist, she's a poet, she's a teacher. So thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
And we're also here with the director of Newark Public Library, Jocelyn Boland Dixon. And I am so glad that you are joining us for this wonderful literacy conversation. Why is it important to read to children?
Well, yeah, sure, I can start. The things that I can think of that are really important about that are when you read to children, they get to hear how the words are supposed to sound, which is so important for vocabulary development. And the other thing that I think of just quickly is it gets them preschool and school ready. Mm-hmm. So I know in the library we can always tell if you've had story time or not. So what I mean by that is it helps you to learn to pay attention, and you have to sit down and you're focusing, you're listening. So those are the two things that come to mind for me.
Wow.
Why it's important.
That's powerful. You want to add to that conversation?
Just a little bit. I think it's important that we read to our children because they need that confidence. They need to be in a conversation with their adult and their big person, as well as children that are on their age level. So it develops a bit of socialization outside of the bindings of a book, and it lets them see like, hey, the world is big. It's in the book. It's in the world. So developing just that conversational piece.
Well, you guys are totally on point. I want to add a couple of research to that. They talk about reading 5 books a day closes a 1,000,000-word vocabulary gap, right? And even one book a day will increase that vocabulary to maybe 290,000 words. But if you do 5 books, that's 1,000,000 words. And so, and if the less you read, unfortunately, the vocabulary gaps get widened. So those are perfect things that you guys are talking about. So let's move on to the second question. The second question is, sometimes, and I think that you start off this conversation so organically, a lot of parents feel like, I don't know what to do. Like, how do I make them ready for school? Kind of a little fear, right? That I'm not gonna do enough or I'm not enough to get them ready for school. What are some effective strategies that parents and guardians can kind of do to help with literacy?
So Dr. Brown and Jocelyn, there's some things that I developed as a new mom. My son is 2. And at first you do hit that wall of like, am I doing enough? Am I presenting them with enough material? Do I even know what I'm doing outside of me not being a teacher? Granted, I am a teacher, but I'm not a literacy teacher.
Okay.
So I have to understand how language connected for me in other areas of my life, and then how does that work for this little person? Mm-hmm. So I wanted to set up a safe space in the house that was particularly just for my son. I also set up a bookshelf where it was just his books. Oh. We have books ranging from college days to high school days, and then he has his own section on the shelf. So he knows, Mommy, I want to read Black Boy Joy, or Mommy, I want to read, Dr. Seuss. He's really in charge of what he learns and the information that he takes in, but I also make it available to him. And if we take the focus off of, am I doing it right, and we just do it, our kids can see that. They want to be involved in that. And then now I have this little person who's talking to me from the back seat, and he's like recognizing stop signs, lights, and buildings, and Taco Bell, and Dunkin' Donuts, even things that he doesn't really have a connection to, but it's the repetition and the appearance. So yeah.
So I'm going to repeat that. Create a safe space in the house. Build your own library. Have that own specific library. And I like that you have him pick a book. We got to develop agency in our young people, right? We got to build their confidence that their choices are on point. We want them to become an adult one day and make good choices. It starts with a child. So let them pick out their own books. Those are some great strategies.
Let me just add, I really thought it was great what you said about the repetition. I think parents get nervous about that. Oh, I can't read it again. Your child does not care, and it actually helps them. It helps them like with memorization and just to keep hearing the cadence of the word, seeing the same word. And like you said, then you take the learning off the page, and when you see a stop sign, oh, I remember that. So I would say get comfortable in that too. I know we feel that they love that. It's just like, it's about being with you as a parent and that coziness too. So that's all in there too. So I thought that was a great thing that you said.
I want to add some research to that. It takes 28 encounters for a word to resonate, right? So if the baby say, let me read that book again, which babies do? They love a certain book. you are cementing that vocabulary into their, so that is not a bad thing. The baby is actually leading their learning in the right direction. So don't be afraid of that. So that, you guys are so powerful. You want to add to that?
Yes, in addition to that, I noticed I got frustrated a bit in my earlier on. I've been reading to my son since he was in the womb, playing music, jazz, those things that really, you know, get the brain fired, those neurons moving. But one thing that I noticed in a toddler, their attention span is about as wide as, you know, a fingernail. So I did a couple practices on like, how can I get my child to sit here and continue to listen to this story? Keep reading. Even if the child gets up and walks away, studies have shown that they're still listening from another room. And if they still see you reading, like, okay, mommy didn't give up, mommy didn't quit. So continue to keep reading the material, even though your audience has left the room. So that's one thing. And then he'll come back. He visits me. He's like, Mommy, what happened? And I'll tell him, you missed that part.
Right, you missed the major part, right?
So, you know, just making it fun.
Yeah, and being okay, having patience with that process. So kids do that with eating. I take one bite and run around, right? But they have the energy we don't have, right? All right, so let's go to the next question. Tell me, all right, so now we have some strategies that are safe and easy for entry level for our parents. What resources? Does the city, the library have some resources?
Any resources
Come on.
I
I
can
mean,
tell
you
you
are
about?
the director of the library. Let's go.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you for passing that one.
Yes.
First of all, library card.
Yes.
Get your child a library card. It's your key to unlock all the literacy, education, tools, resources you could possibly have.
Yes.
Make sure and you model it, and you get yourself one too.
That's right.
You know, the resource is free. You know, there's also studies where you can kind of add up the money that you're saving as you're checking them out. Like, you know, because books are about $20, $25, $18
That's the
a piece.
hardcover, yeah.
Right, and so that's a great resource to start. Once you have the library card, I would say establish like a day of the week where you go, like make it a thing, so your child is excited about it.
Right.
And once you are there, we have great things like our summer reading program. So our theme this year is Oceans of Possibilities.
Yes. Thank you for that. Anything you want to add to that?
Just making sure that the house is like read ready. Leaving
you
little
are
note
the
cards.
resource.
Yeah, you are. So like the whole scene in Color Purple where they're reading jar, label things.
That's right.
Use recycled materials. Like money is not an opportunity to step out of reading and literacy and making sure that your kid can read. But just like taking like labels, rewriting something on it, taking index cards, find the materials, YouTube. There's plenty of like resources that are even online that you can make sure that you're not missing a beat. And even if you are in question, come down and see you. Find out how they can get in touch with you, or like Instagram, or you know, inbox a mom like me so that we can keep it, you know, keep it all safe and keep everybody afloat.
Well, ladies, this was powerful. I feel so powerful. We're just going to close this up with some basic things. First, Jocelyn Bolin Dixon kind of started the conversation with Oceans of Possibility. There's another initiative, 1,000 books before kindergarten. Close the 1 million vocabulary word gap. All you have to do is track your reading. Read every night to your child, what you're doing already, and then track it. If you want to know how to track it, it's norcpl.beingstack.org. norcpl.beingstack.org. Wonderful way to jump involved, and you can hear all the things that you need to know about Oceans Possibility. When it says join Oceans of Possibility, just click join and all the information will be at your fingertips. So thank you so much for that. And the last thing, Reading Under the Stars is about to be this powerful, the second literacy event we had this summer. We had the other one on July 2nd, our literacy fair we gave out altogether, Jocelyn, starting from June 11th to July 2nd, 41,000 books. This August 3rd, I mean, we're watching a movie, we eating popcorn, we doing face painting. Look, it's a good time. Just come out there, build your own libraries. And we are also doing a video contest. These wonderful ladies gave you so much easy strategies, making a safe space in the house, reading to your kid. If you're doing or using any of these strategies, post them. You can win a prize. How many people like prizes?
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe it's just me, I like prizes. I like anything free. So all you have to do is post it on your own social media page. #NorcReads. Hashtag capital NEWARK, capital EREADS. Hashtag NorcReads. We'll get it that way. Enjoy your family time. go into the library, read to your kid, and post it on your social media. Ladies, thank you so much. This was so wonderful. You're going to see us again.